Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel, and yes, I will be modeling my Disney ears, my Mickey ears today. As you guys could probably tell from the title, we will be talking about Disney's Magic Kingdom. This is a revision and like an update video from one that I did last year in 2016. At that time, I had not actually traveled to Disney with a child, and now I have, so this was going to be an update on things to do with kids, what I recommend for kids, what I don't recommend, all kinds of stuff. So I'm so excited about it. If anybody is, if you've ever met me and talked to me for more than 5 minutes, you know about my love for Disney. I talk about it all the time. I dream about it. If I'm not at Disney, I want to be. So Magic Kingdom is definitely my favorite park by far, and I have so many things to talk about. I'm so excited to be able to do this video and share some new information with you guys. So if you are excited for this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and just keep watching. So I decided to go ahead and ditch the Mickey ears, but aren't they cute? Just a, little show and tell for them here. I actually purchased these at Hollywood Studios, but they're available at all the parks. So let's talk. I'm so excited. I have already done videos on the Art of Animation Resort, the Pop Century Resort, the Disney Dining Plan, if it's worth it. And then I have also done an updated video on Animal Kingdom. So if you guys missed any of those, I do have a playlist. It's called Disney Travel 2017, I believe. But I'm going to link those videos for you down below if you're interested. And I will be filming Epcot and Hollywood Studios as well. I'm not sure which of those is going to go up first. You guys may have already seen them. But anyways, let's just jump right in. Let's go ahead and get started. I do have some notes here, so if you guys see me looking down, that's why. So we're going to talk dining. Let's talk about all of the delicious options to eat at Magic Kingdom. I know that I covered quite a bit of this in the Disney dining video, but just in case you're not doing the dining plan or you missed that video, I'll go ahead and talk about it again. So the first thing that people like to do is get a reservation at Cinderella's Royal Table. Now, this is obviously totally optional, and it does not come with like the quick service dining plan. It's very, very expensive. It's a deluxe dining experience, but you do get to dine inside the castle, and you do get to meet Cinderella for sure, and I believe like two or three other princesses. I'm not 100% sure because I've never actually had the experience, but I wanted to put it out there as this video is going to cover information on taking children. So if you have little girls, or even if you have little boys, I know little boys who like princesses, and if I one day am a mom to boys, we'll be meeting the princesses, let me tell you. So just throwing that one out there. But as far as quick service meal options go, I have done quite a few things. So the number one thing that I want to recommend that you guys do/eat at in the Magic Kingdom is the Be Our Guest restaurant. I don't even know where to start. Do you want to eat a meal inside the Beast's castle? You do? Well, guess what? You can. Like, it's amazing. You feel like you have literally just walked in to Beauty and the Beast. And even with the new live action movie coming out, everything still feels very real. And even, with a few of the changes that they made in that movie to like the landscape and stuff, it's phenomenal. And if you are on the quick service dining plan, you can go to Be Our Guest for lunch and have it covered. So it's not going to be an extra expense if you guys decide to do that. I believe all of the meals that we ate as a family were like $16 meals, but they were covered under the quick service dining plan. So we got that experience, didn't have to spend any extra money. It is amazing. The food is amazing, and that's where you can try the great stuff. You hopefully you heard that in your head. Try the great stuff. It's delicious. Sorry, I get a little carried away. So it's amazing. They have a strawberry cupcake that's amazing, a lemon cupcake. They have braised pork and this carved chicken sandwich, carved turkey sandwich. You guys, I can't recommend it enough. Like, honestly, I wish that we had gone there more than once. We spent 2 days at the Magic Kingdom in 2016, and then we spent 2 days also in 2017, this past January, and I wish that we had gone to Be Our Guest both of those days. It is that good. So highly recommend that, but make sure that you get your reservations in quickly because it does fill up and you can't just walk in and decide to eat there. It's definitely a reservation only type of situation. So now that I have blabbered on about that forever, let's talk about a couple more things. In Fantasyland, we have the Friar Nook, which is just slightly behind Cinderella Castle. They have barbecue chicken mac and cheese, which is really good. I'm not exactly sure about everything else that they have, but it was good. And it's a nice little, snack area. They have, tables and stuff. And then there's also the Pinocchio Village Haws. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's really good. It's Pinocchio's restaurant. And at certain points in the restaurant, you can actually seat yourself where you can watch It's a Small World load and unload. So that's kind of cool. They have like Italian, like pizzas and chicken parm and things like that. It's really good and it's a quick service. Then let's see, down Main Street, USA, there is the Main Street Bakery. Oh, you guys, if you are wanting to use your snack credits from your dining plan, or if you don't have the dining plan and you just have a sweet tooth, please go in the Main Street Bakery. Pick up the Mickey shaped Rice Krispie treats, pick up the caramel apples, just the fudge. Try everything. Seriously, you will not regret it. Use your snack credits wisely there. Use a lot of them there. We used like 15, and then we all just had a huge family treat binge, and it was amazing. And then Casey's on the Corner is the last little restaurant on the corner of Main Street before you walk like into the castle courtyard. It is like hot dogs and corn dogs and things like that. I'm not a huge hot dog person in general, but the corn dogs were actually really good, and they're really large. They have a lot of like gourmet options, so that might be a good thing for maybe the more picky eater in your group or whatever. And then let's move into Adventureland. So I'm gonna go ahead and like fangirl out here a little bit and talk about the Dole Whips at Aloha Isle. If you guys do anything at the Magic Kingdom food wise, please try a Dole Whip. They are the most delicious treats in the universe. It's pineapple soft serve. You can get it in a float form with some vanilla soft serve, or you can get it by itself. I honestly could eat like 2 or 3 of them at a setting. Like, it is the most amazing treat ever. And it's a snack credit, so you won't be paying extra for that. But I also do want to recommend at the Sunshine, can I talk? Sunshine Tree Terrace, they have something called a citrus swirl. And it's similar to the Dole Whip, but it's a citrus, like ice cream, frozen yogurt thing, but it's swirled with soft serve. Ugh, it's like an orange dreamsicle in a cup. Delicious! So I always get one of those. What usually happens is that I'll get a citrus swirl, my husband will get a Dole Whip, and then we'll like share them. So there's an idea for you. And then moving on through Adventureland and kind of going into the more like Frontierland area, we have Pico Bill's Tall Tale Inn. This is a very authentic Mexican restaurant. It is quick service. You get so much food. Like, seriously, you could share the fajita meal. It gives you so much food. It is so delicious. And then they actually have a toppings bar in there, so you could load up on salsa. I believe they have guacamole. You can do cheese. You can do sour cream. The possibilities are just endless. You could fill up so much at that place. You can share with everybody. Like, I shared with my niece. I've shared with my husband. It is amazing, and you can use your meal credits there. My husband got the taco burger, and he really loved it. Sorry for that glare. So that's probably my favorite place to eat in the Magic Kingdom, to be all like totally honest, because I love Mexican food and you get so much food and it's so delicious. So we'll move over. I only have one thing for you guys in Tomorrowland, and that's Cosmic Rays. I believe it's called Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe or something like that. It's a very basic quick service. It's burgers and chicken, and that may be where you want to go if you have picky eating children, but you do get a lot of food there as well. You get like fries and stuff, and then they have a condiment bar with different sauces and things like that, so you can load up on different stuff like that. So they also have funnel cakes. I think they're somewhere on Main Street, and then they do have refillable popcorn buckets. So if you purchase one of the refillable buckets, you can use it at all 4 parks. For like a small fee, you can refill your popcorn. So I think that that's a good deal if you have children, just if they're getting fussy or whatever. That's what we did with my 3-year-old niece. We would just hand her a bucket of popcorn and be like, here, chill out, okay? So that's basically everything that I have to talk about for dining. Let's move on to rides and using your fast passes wisely. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and do like 2 scenarios. So the first scenario is going to be if you have older children, and I'm talking like children. My niece is 3 and she's a total daredevil, but I understand that, there are a lot of children who are not like that. I certainly wasn't. So I'm going to talk about older children, like 7, older than 7, who really like rides. I'm going to give you that situation, and then I'm going to give you one for like toddlers. So the first situation, to use your, now I'm taking this, that you're staying on property, to use your 60 days in advance 3 fast pass options for older children / teenagers. I suggest that you fast pass Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Peter Pan, and Space Mountain. Now this is just my recommendation. If you have teenagers who are not really interested in Peter Pan, you could sub that one for Splash Mountain. If you're going in the summer, you might want to ride Splash Mountain because it's Florida. It's hot. So let's just get into a little bit more detail. The Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is a roller coaster. It is so fun. Like, I can't even describe to you guys how much fun it is. It is Snow White themed, heavily Snow White themed, and it is so much fun. My niece was able to ride it at 3 years old because the requirement is only 40 inches. So if you have little ones who like roller coasters, that would be a good one. It doesn't go upside down or anything like that. It's very just fun and mild, and we even got my mother-in-law on it, and that was a big deal. So I love that. And then as far as Peter Pan, the only reason I suggested that you fast pass Peter Pan is because the line, I have never seen the line below like 60 minutes probably. And that was in the off season. Like, for whatever reason, people just flock to Peter Pan. And it's an amazing ride. It truly is. You climb aboard the Jolly Roger, and, you fly through London, and then you fly through Neverland, and it's great. It really is. There's no height requirement on that one, so you can take, any of your kids. It is in the dark, so that's just a quick little warning. But my niece is afraid of the dark, and she wasn't bothered by that. And then as far as Space Mountain goes, now that is an intense roller coaster. I personally have no interest in ever riding it again because it is pretty rough. It doesn't go upside down, but it's definitely a top thrill roller coaster, and it is entirely in the dark. Like, you cannot see your hand in front of your face. So if that's something that bothers you or bothers your children, you might want to skip it. And then if you decide to sub out Splash Mountain with a fast pass or just ride it, it's a water ride. Please be prepared to get off of that ride looking as though you jumped in a pool in your clothes, because they don't mess around with the amount of water that is at the bottom of that ride. But it's a ride in itself before, the huge drop into the water. So it's fun. It is. My niece loved it. So now let's go ahead and talk about like a toddler, a kids under 5 type situation for your fast passes. So if they are not tall enough or they are not into roller coasters, you could do Goofy's Barnstormer, which is a roller coaster, but way less intense and very short and designed for children. It is a lot of fun, even for adults. So there's that option. You have Peter Pan again because there's no height requirement. You have the Jungle Cruise, which I don't believe has a height requirement. And what you do on the Jungle Cruise is you just board this little boat, and you're taken around by a guide who makes all kinds of jokes and puns, and you see, it's not real animals. They're just fake, but it's fun. It's a cheesy little ride that my niece really liked. And then you also have the Haunted Mansion, which if your kids are afraid of the dark or scary things, don't take them on the Haunted Mansion. It's so much fun, but it's also not a joke. Like, if kids are afraid of that kind of stuff, you don't want to freak them out. So we actually skipped that one for my niece. And then you have Journey of the Little Mermaid. You have Ariel, which is amazing, and I don't believe there's a height requirement for that one either. If you have a little princess who likes Ariel, she's gonna love it. It takes you through all of the musical scenes of the Little Mermaid and just tells you the story. So that part, I love that ride. It's amazing. And then there's also the Magic Carpets of Aladdin, which have no height requirement. It's basically just like Dumbo, but magic carpets. And then you have Dumbo himself, which they have 2 Dumbo rides now, so the line tends to go a lot quicker. There are 2 rides just side by side, and you get an elephant and you ride. And then there's It's a Small World, which now you have that song stuck in your head, right? It's a small world after all. Okay, I'm done. I'm not exactly sure that those dolls are not possessed, to be quite honest, but my niece loved it, and anybody can ride it. I mean, babies, toddlers, pregnant women, disabled, people, like, it's a ride for everyone. So, don't wait in line for it, but if it's, 6 o'clock in the middle of July and you're so hot you think you're gonna die, go get on It's a Small World. It's air conditioned. You can sit and stare at those scary dolls for like 10 minutes, and it's quite refreshing. If you need to take a nap, It's a Small World is the place to go. And then there's Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin, which is like a, shoot and get points type game. My niece loved that one. So those are all the ones that I'm going to talk about. There's a few more like little rides that I haven't addressed, but that's all I'm going to talk about for this portion because we're already almost 15 minutes into this video. So let's go ahead and talk about the Photo Pass. I do recommend that you get the Photo Pass, especially if you're going to be there for more than, like a day or 2 days. You won't have to worry about pulling out your phone or your camera to take pictures all the time. You just find a Disney Photo Pass photographer and you cheese. And then they scan your Magic Band and you're done. So, oh my gosh, the Photo Pass opportunities at Magic Kingdom in front of the castle. You've got ones in Tomorrowland. You've got ones just basically everywhere. And you can get your picture taken with your Photo Pass, like with the characters. So you won't have to pull out your phone constantly to get, pictures of little Johnny and, Cinderella or whatever. I mean, if you have a Photo Pass, they're going to take all those pictures for you. So it's definitely worth the price. To me, I suggest that you guys, look into it and see if that would be the right fit for your family. So I guess we'll go ahead and talk about characters. There are a lot of characters to meet at Magic Kingdom, especially at Princess Fairy Tale Hall. I believe they're currently allowing you to meet Cinderella, Rapunzel, and then Elena, I believe is who's there right now. And then Tiana. Tiana's also there. So you can catch all those princesses, but the lines, they do get extensive. So if that's something that you want to use a fast pass for, be my guest, because I have seen the lines for the princesses get up to like 3 hours, and who wants to wait that long? Kids don't want to wait that long. So do yourself a favor. If your little one is set on seeing any of the princesses, you might want to use a fast pass for that. Another way to do that is if you're staying on property and there are late extra magic hours. We actually got in to see Cinderella, Tiana, and Elena in less than 15 minutes because it was like 10:30 at night, and the only people allowed in the park were people staying on property. So there were less, people rushing to do that. You could also meet Tinkerbell, which was so much fun for my niece. She loved meeting Tinkerbell. You can meet Buzz Lightyear over in Tomorrowland. You can meet Peter Pan over by his ride. And you can meet Chip and Dale in Frontier gear over in Frontierland. I'm sure I'm missing some, but I'm just trying to think here. The Fairy Godmother makes appearances behind Cinderella Castle. Lady Tremaine, Anastasia, and Drizella make appearances behind the castle. You can meet Gaston over in the Beauty and the Beast section in Fantasyland outside of his tavern. You can meet him there, and I know that for a lot of us, that's probably going to be a letdown at this point because Luke Evans is not actually going to be standing out there. If you've seen the live-action Beauty and the Beast, you know that he raised the bar pretty high for Gaston. So I'm sure I'm missing somebody. I'm trying to think. But you can meet Belle in Enchanted Tales with Belle, but I've heard that it's a little bit harder to get a meet and greet with her there, so your best bet there would probably be to meet her at Epcot. I'm going to talk about that in the Epcot video, but yeah, there's so many character opportunities. You can meet so many people. So another way for your kids to get to see a lot of characters at once is during the parade. So they have the Festival of Fantasy Parade, and I believe it's at 3 or 3:30 every day. It's amazing. You can see Ariel, Rapunzel, Merida, Cinderella, Anna and Elsa, Tiana, Belle and the Beast, like pretty much everybody that you would want to see. Peter Pan and Wendy, Captain Hook, like everybody is in it. It's amazing. And they have recently added Judy Hopps from Zootopia, so that's really great. And I believe Woody and Jessie are in it as well. So it's a great parade. It's amazing. There's so many dancers and music, and the costumes are amazing. So highly recommend that you guys do not miss that. And then as far as like if you guys, you're in a hurry or whatever, if you buy anything at Magic Kingdom and you're staying on property, you can have them send it to your hotel. So you don't have to carry packages around. I know that it's really frustrating if you have like stuff on your stroller and then your kid gets up, the stroller falls down. You don't have to do that. You can have it sent back to your hotel and you just pick it up whenever you arrive at the front desk, and it's not a big deal. And Magic Kingdom does offer baby care centers and like first aid and stuff. So if somebody gets a boo boo or a baby just needs to rest, you will be able to find all of those things on the little park map that you can pick up as soon as you walk in the gate. So those are just kind of some guest services that I wanted to include. And then the last thing that we'll talk about is the nighttime show. So they have a like light, I don't know what to call it, like a 3D type light show type thing on the castle every night. And they have recently, it used to be called Celebrate the Magic, but they have recently changed it and now it's called Once Upon a Time. And it's a narrative told by Mrs. Potts and Chip. And I really enjoyed it. I did. I was worried about it, you know, because I get so defensive whenever Disney changes things. I love the magic that they've had before, and I don't really want them to change things. But I was impressed with it. I thought it was fun. And then as far as the actual nighttime show with like the fireworks, where Tinkerbell jumps off the top of the castle and everything, it's currently called Wishes, but only until I believe it's the end of May 2017 will Wishes be showing, and I'm heartbroken. I'm devastated because I love Wishes. It has its own theme song and it's so beautiful, but they're actually replacing it, and I believe it's going to be called Ever After or Happily Ever After or something like that. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. I know that there obviously will still be fireworks and it's still going to be a big spectacular because, I mean, it's Disney. They don't do anything halfway. At this point, I feel like they could honestly like do no wrong as far as the shows and stuff because everything is just, it's magical, it's beautiful, and it's perfect. So if I missed anything in this video, I'm sure that I did, but if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to leave them down below. I would love to talk about it. If you are like me and you love Disney and you have been, let me know what your favorite rides are, where your favorite places to eat. Oh, excuse me. Did I, miss something? Did I not cover something? What should I do the next time I'm there? Just leave me a comment down below. Let's chat about it. And thank you guys so much for sitting through 20 minutes of this video with me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe and have a magical day. Bye, guys.